the beacon for the nation.
Ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaban. You are watching the Sabah Show. Keep it locked right here on Horizon TV. Alright, it is now time to discuss smartest technology. My panelists are already in said good morning, guys. You guys are well?
Yeah. Good.
Alright, let's get into it. Now, a report by the Next Generation website states that women are faced by everyday, they're underrepresented in the technology sector. They're faced by everyday sexism and they're often passed for promotion. As a result, majority of them end up leaving their jobs in under 1 year. And on Tech Tuesday today, we want to ask, what could be the problem in this rather male-dominated field, and what could be the possible measures that will be put in place to make sure that this male-dominated field will one day come and be an equal field for both the boy child and the girl child. My guest in studio today to help me understand this more, I have a Wambui Kariko, an InfoSec enthusiast, and Catherine Otieno from Centum Investments. Good to have you back.
Thank you.
Let's get right into it, shall we?
Yes.
And I'll start with a simple question before we get into the difficult ones. And, I'll start with you, Catherine. What in your opinion could be the reason to the underrepresentation of the girl child in the technology sector?
Well, in my opinion, first I'd like to backdate this to the World War II.
Okay.
And say that women were calculators. We are the ones who dominated the technical field. We are the people who actually actualized the nuclear weapons in the Manhattan Project, if I can relate with that. So what the change that happened is in 1960, when men now realized that they have to make ends meet and they needed high-paying jobs, and therefore they started pushing women out of this tech field. So once they started pushing us out, then we lost courage, we were undermined, and then now people now, the population of women in the tech field now reduced. And that is now what has reflected now to the 21st century. And that's now when you realize that there's few women in the technical field as to the World War II era.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wambui?
Personally, I think, as she has said, it started way back. But also, I think up at today, we're still encouraging the same. For example, we look back to the village, or like when we're starting to read, you know, like we say you can only mold a person when they're young. So if you completely, you constantly keep on telling a girl child that science is enough for her, kitchen is for her. Also, like that one has challenged women to not like come out strong from a young age. So by the time they realize like there's like a field out there that actually can embrace them and they can shine, they are at the teenagehood where they're trying to balance between teenagehood and career, which actually also is challenging because you're younger but you're not confident. So if we were to build that confidence when children are younger, like when young girls are younger from the village, and also we embrace it with the curriculum, I think that would like give women a stronger chance, a stronger chance to come out when they are younger. So when they get to the field, when they get to selecting what they want to study, it will be easy to blend in. So if you mold children when they are younger, if we mold girls when they are young, I think we can always like change what has been to what we can make it. It's the 21st century, there's like more information, more women out there. We take advantage of that and tune it to the younger ones and like bring that change what has been happening and like transform it to something that will be happening and will be like the beacons of change tomorrow. Yeah. Okay,
Catherine, there's this issue of pinkification of a child from a young age. We see boys are being given toys that are related to like cars and tractors and stuff, but then a girl is given a doll. Could this be a reason that leads to the current situation where men are in the technical field but the girl has been narrowed to something just simple of being placed behind the desk?
Yeah, how you bring your child actually translates to how that child would be when the child grows up. So when you train me to use a doll, cook, do what have you, then I'll know that this is what I have to do, this is what I'm used to. When I train my kid to actually make a toy car, fix a toy car, then it will be so easy for me to do an engineering course. It will be so easy for me to be a mechanic, fix a car, because this is something that you have trained me to do while I was still young. So how you mold me, how you make me grow, and what you expose me to actually translates to what someone actually will become in the near future.
Okay, now, Mbui, the report by The Guardian places the belief that the tech industry is sexist at 73%, a staggering number right there. And how true is this in your experience, and what could be the reason behind it?
Well, I'll simply start with my experience.
Okay.
Last year I was working in a hardware maintenance place whereby the front part of the shop had the sales, which there were only women, and I was on the technical field, I and another guy. So like the sexist comment actually came more from women. So someone would walk into the shop and say, hello, I have a problem with this and this with my computer. I tell her, fine, explain. And they will ask first, where is the technician? And I'm like, I am. And they're like, but you're women. We are used to the man who was here. And actually, sometimes you would help solve the problem and actually let the person go scot-free. And then sometimes when they insist, you just ask them, then I'll put it here, and then you wait until like the line is done. But that time is the time they realize you can actually do it. So I think the sexist comment, there's something that are there from both sides, both the men and the female. Mostly, actually, they are propagated by women towards other women. So I wish we'll like support each other as women, and that will be like will make the industry easier for us. And also for those who have been there for long, they should hold the new coming ones' hands so that they can be able to like maneuver the industry, as well as like ignore the sexist comment. Put ourselves out there, be assertive, have confidence in yourself, like believe what you're doing is right. Keep on like reinventing yourself, keep on doing better for yourself. That way you'll be like assertive but still kind, and you'll be able to ignore the negative, because every industry is challenging. Every industry like comes with comments that are not nice. So it's a thing that we can ignore, but as well as put ourselves out there enough, believe in ourselves enough, like make sure that even if it comes, then when you solve the problem, people will be surprised, and sort of will minimize that. Okay. So yeah, that's how I feel like that's the reason.
Catherine, have you been affected directly or indirectly by this staggering number, 73%?
I'd say yes. Since for me, I'm a telecommunication engineer, okay. So I fix several stuff. So the first question that someone asks or comes to a male's mind when I'm fixing something would be, can she manage this? Okay. Can she really do this? This person will mess this thing. You see, in this telecommunication world, you deal with servers. You see, for a server in Safaricom, for it to go down, you'll affect several customers. So delegating this work to a female whom you don't trust because you have that iota of doubt that she can handle that particular job, that only will make women undermined, because you'll think that yes, she's a telecommunication engineer, but can she manage this? So yes, I'm in this particular field, and several people have fought me on this, but for the job that I'm doing right now, I'd like to actually congratulate my MD, who is really supportive on women, and actually allowed me to come to this show. Right. So yes, he supports women. If you get someone who really gets women and actually put their trust on women, and they know that we can do this, that's the only option we can to stop the male dominance in the telecommunication world.
All right.
Also, to add to the same point, when you get a job in this male-dominated industry, look at it from, if they gave you a job, it's because you was good enough. You went through an interview. Like, let that be your constant reminder that I was good enough. That's why I was given this job. So ignore the sexist comment, ignore the mean comment. Like, look at someone believed in you. Someone thought you're good enough as a woman. So why not take advantage of that and channel the inner strength to handle any negative comment? Channel the inner expertise in you and solve the problem, and just let the rest be the noise on the outside. So yeah.
Let us talk about stereotypes. While you're in this field, we've had people saying things, but the kind of stereotypes that you faced in this field, Catherine.
There are several stereotypes, I'd say.
Okay.
First, for me, I'll give an example. There's a problem in a code. And then I'll come to you, my boss, and tell you this code can cause this security issue. But since I'm a woman, and now you know this she cannot tell that there's a flaw in a code. So you wait until you get a breach, and then now someone notes this is the code that Catherine said there's a flaw in it, and then now you start realizing I would have listened much better, and then corrected this error.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's that notion of we cannot do this, and yet we're in this particular field. Yes.
Right, and how does the favorism of a male child over the lady affect the workmanship of a lady in this technical field?
I think favorism is, okay, from my own view, is brought up by the fact that it's male dominated, so most of the bosses are men, so it's like automatic to just employ men. So if more women are out there, like the top bosses, which there are actually so many. The other day, around 4 weeks ago, there was a Muslim chick who tweeted, is there any Muslim CEOs in technology? You see, like, that was the question that she asked, and like so many came up.
Okay.
So like when you look at that, you're motivated, but then when it's come to group favorism, it's because it's already like male idealistic. Like the realm of technology is like male, so if you're male CEO, I'm a boss, you just think, male are supposed to dominate this. So I feel like more women out there who are CEOs should like uplift other women. Try to also not only form mentorship groups, but also form groups whereby we can open up to each other. Why I failed, why I feel like my job pushes me to the end. So for example, we have like this group, She Hacks. Recently someone complained about the same, it was uncomfortable at her job place. So when you talk to each other, you learn how to, get through the group favorism, but also get a chance like to be out there to showcase yourself and get a good job.
Okay.
Yeah, in the midst of everything.
All right. And would you say that companies are reluctant to hire women in technology, in your experience?
Yes, they're very reluctant. They're very reluctant in hiring us.
Okay.
Because you have to prove yourself. We have to work extra hard and actually prove to them that we are capable of that particular position or job that they are offering us. So look at as she was saying, look at the famous millionaires. The CEO of Apple, a man. The CEO of Microsoft, a man. Do you even hear if there's a CEO of a company who is a lady, a famous company, that someone can actually relate to, or rather women can relate to, and actually say, I want to be like this particular woman. I want to be like this particular person. Yeah. So yeah.
Or try to add that I think there are like so many women that are out there. The only thing, we are not taught more of them. For example, the first lady that was the first computer engineer, she's loveless. You see, like if we were, for example, normally every day in school we are told Wangari Maathai was this great beacon for us. So I wish we could like tune the same, keep on telling young women and women in tech, there have been these women who conquered. For example, in Kenya, there are so many also, like Follow Up Anita Bog, Follow Up She Hacks, Follow Up Shahid. Like there's so many women-led company. So if we were to focus more on giving those examples, on like looking at the positive, it may be a little light, but that's the light that guides people. Okay. Look at the positive women, keep on mentioning them to the young people that, like this person did this in the midst of when like it was totally male. At least now with gender equality, there's like a lot of improvement in getting in women. So if we keep on like feeding that to our children, feeding that to young women, feeding that to people who are in university and colleges, we grew up knowing women made it. They may be a few, but they made it when like it was more difficult. But right now we have people to look up to. So if we give that, also it gives like courage to younger people to like pursue it. Despite all the challenges, at least there is a light. There's someone who managed, there's someone who pursued that like in the midst of more challenges than now. So I think that one should also be constantly a reminder of, there are few, yes, but they are very important. Those are the people we would focus with. It doesn't matter the number, it matters what they achieved. If you give people that, that's the little encouragement every little girl, every young woman wants.
Right.
So, yeah.
Caroline right there saying it is not about the little that there are in terms of numbers, it is about what they've achieved. On that note, we're going to take a quick short break, but when we come back, we're talking about a staggering number of 56% of women who leave the technology field in under a year. Stay tuned for that. Ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaban. You are watching the Sabah Show. Keep it locked right here on Horizon TV.
Walk with us as we tell you the stories of our society.
Wengine atavaa mtandio kichwani, utafikiri ni kijihandkerchief.
Enzi za wakati wa kusema ati alisema, akasisitiza, akihutubia wanahabari, enzi hizo hazipo tena.
Kuchimbua na kunakili matukio kwa undani.
We want to create current awareness,
ranging from adventure, human interest and inspirational stories,
ili kuweza kukuelimisha, kukuburudisha na kukubumbuisha.
Words have been said, but now it is time to lay the foundation that will impact the world.
Terrorism is terrorism, no matter who is behind the trigger.
Wake up to exciting mornings every day. Active Jumatatu with Muhammad Obura. Tech Tuesday with Yusuf Farah. Wednesday, the special edition Business Chat with Ibtisam Jamal. All about your health on Healthy Thursdays with Mariam Mwacharo. Aisha Khan with thorny pertinent issues every Friday on the Round Table. Fresh discussions, direct probe in Sabah Show, only on Horizon TV.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaban. You are watching the Sabah Show. Keep it locked right here on Horizon TV. Welcome back to the Sabah Show with me, your host Yusuf Farah. Before we went on the break, we had a question, but before we move into that question, I'll try to read a shout out to this is from Najma Swale, Drops of Melanin on Twitter, who's saying, shout out to the women in the Sabah Show studio this morning, defying the odds against women in technology. I mean, you people already have fans out there, so
thank you.
Good job. Now, let's move on to the question. A staggering 56% of women in technology are leaving their job mid-career. This is according to a report by the Medium, an app designed for readers. Apart from the reasons stated above, what could trigger such numbers? Let's start with you, Catherine.
Okay. What could trigger these numbers are, number one, as we talked about earlier, discrimination. People don't believe in us. If I do something, you'll still have that iota of doubt in you. Before now, you go through it and actually see what I was saying is actually real. Another thing is when you come up with ideas, when women come up with ideas, they don't take them up. So you'll just take an idea, you pitch it to your MD just listens. After you finish, you go sit, and no one takes you seriously, exactly. Another thing would be, this is a male-dominated field. So people would see this is a new field for women. That is what they perceive. This is a new field for women, and therefore we cannot make it. Or rather, we don't have enough knowledge to actually pump into that particular field. So those are the factors that I think lead to that 56%.
Caroline, would you like to add on that?
Yeah, I would like to add something. It's not small, it's like...
Okay.
Mostly, you have this environment whereby it's already challenging for you. You have to keep on constantly proving yourself, constantly having a different voice. Then worse, it comes to, like, in terms of pay. For example, in World Bank org, an issue of 2018 March, they said that in the world at the moment, like 75% male have jobs compared to 50% female, and they picked Kazakhstan as an example, whereby there's 82% male and 75% female. But in this, only the female in the same industry as female, the female in the same industry with male, only they get like 24% less in terms of salary. So you have to keep on constantly proving yourself and then get lesser salary with the man who is on the same level of job. So that's also a challenge, whereby the environment is not friendly enough, but then also like it's also like the salary is also demeaning. You're doing the same amount of job. You also like constantly fighting sexism among other issues in workplace. Then you're given like lesser salary with the same person in the same industry just because they are male. Also, another thing is, for example, is also in Kenya. There's only a few women get 100K onwards, and they are doing the same job with men. So if we would improve also the salaries of women, as long as they are doing the same job with men and they are equally qualified, can we also get the same salary? Because it's so disappointing, and you'd also quit if you were you. You're doing the same job, constantly trying to prove yourself, and then you're getting a lesser salary. So you tend to also give up after a year or even less. Right. So I think that's also a challenge to women.
Okay, now, a third of women in technology fear for their safety due to work-related circumstances. What do you think would be the proposed solutions for this, Catherine?
The proposed solutions would be, for me, a very strong HR policy. Okay. Yes, a policy that actually looks out for women. Because you've had stories of women going to look for jobs, and then now the person, the recruitment agency tells you that, you know, you have to do a favor for me to get you this job. Okay. So that particular condition, I have to do something for you to give me a job. Okay. Yeah. So that in itself would make me so uncomfortable. Yeah. So if you have a very strong HR policy that I can go to, there's this, I go to an HR, I tell them that this and this is happening, and they actually follow it and get evidence on it and actually act on it positively, then that would give me comfort. Okay. Yeah.
Now let's talk about role models, Caroline. Now, not many ladies are there in the technology field. Could this be one of the reasons that, say, our sisters or the ladies are not coming up to want to be in the career as well, like the little number of role models in the technology field?
Okay, well, the number may be lesser, but those women have achieved something. Okay. The only problem is they are not spoken about much. So the numbers will be less, but let's look at the significance of the same. Okay. So if we focus on what have these women, they may be 5, but what have they achieved? Why don't we keep constantly talking about them? So the numbers may be less, but let's always talk about the significance of those women in the industry. That will always motivate. They are 5 years, but I can be number 6. So yeah, look at the significant, look at the improvement, look at what they've done, and then speak the same to younger women.
Yeah, so there's need to hype up the role models that we already have.
Yes, and also reach the grassroots. You know, for example, technology in Kenya, I would say it's more urbanized, but in the village, we younger women, they don't get to know what to become from their younger age, in primary school. But here there's so many. For example, there's so many over the holiday sessions whereby young children are taught technology. I wish we would diverse the same to the village. I wish we would diverse the same to other parts of the country that they may not have electricity yet, but we know people who came from there and are doing good without electricity. Just speak to those too.
All right. Yes. Now let's move on to something a bit sensitive. Now, according to the Next Generation website, it says that most employers are reluctant to hire women because of motherhood and family. What is your response to this?
I'd say those people need to wake up. Okay. Because without their mothers, they won't be in that particular position. We are the ones who give rise to a new generation. So if you don't acknowledge that particular fact, then I don't know where you came from. So you have to actually accommodate women. Yeah, there's that time of giving birth and stuff, and even it's in the government. You have to give 3 months for the women. Yes, so that they can give rise to another generation who can also give rise to another generation. So yes, they have to hire women. If I'm qualified for that particular job, then hire me to do that particular job. I only need 3 months for me to give rise to another person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So even them, they're also given rise to.
All right.
Yeah.
Caroline.
On the same World Bank World Bank article of 2018, they say the companies headed by women are more effective, according to research. If they are more effective, that little time they will take off motherhood, they sure will improve on it when they come back. So give women a chance. For example, look at Safaricom. They not only give women a chance, they give like spaces for nursing children. So like companies improve on that, give women a chance, but also give them an environment whereby they can comfortably be mothers and be employees. And actually, women know how to find a balance. Just give them a chance, then you'll be surprised.
So would you say that the companies in our country are reluctant in terms of giving women this the incentives that come with the 3-month leave, or the giving them spaces like a place to have your kid, or place to breastfeed your kid?
They are reluctant, but the good news is they have a chance to do something different. The good news is like we are evolving. They have a chance to also be among the first. So I would speak to companies out there, like be supportive to women. Give us a chance. Provide those like resources for us to be mothers and be workers, and you'll be surprised at the much significance that women actually will make in your company. So like there is a chance for you out there as companies to give a place for mothers. Just you actually just need to choose when it comes to tomorrow, when companies that empowered women will be named. Will your company be named? Just make that choice.
All right. How do we break this male monotonous of domination, the monotony of male domination in the technology field?
I think people have to be more receptive to women. If at all I meet the requirements you need for that particular job, you don't have to look at me as a woman. Look at me as someone who can deliver this particular job. Don't quantify me as a woman who would take 3 months leave, and then my business now would fall. Because another thing is you see women are very good multitaskers. So providing that environment for me to nurse my baby, and then the baby sleeps, I'll still work. Yeah, and will still provide quality for the job. Will give value back to the company. So that reception of people, it really matters. Yeah.
Caroline?
Apart from being receptive as a company, I think women, we should encourage each other. For example, if you're in the company, pick up the new ones, hold them hands, help them like maneuver. And also, if you are employed, as I said before, someone saw what you can do. Be assertive, be kind, learn, reinvent, and you're going to succeed in the industry.
All right. Let's talk about women motivating each other in this technology field. Would you say that in both of your opinions, women are lifting each other, or they're kind of looking down on one another in terms of lifting the other to the next level as far as technology is concerned?
I think there's so much support. Actually, it's staggering support. I came from the coast before I moved in here, and there is like Pwani Innovation, Pwani Techno Girls. Like there's so much. When you come here, then there's like you can't even like finish the group. There is the She Hugs, Wasek, Django Girls. There's Anita Bog organization. There's a new one that called Microsoft for Women. The organizations are so much, and we not only learn. We not only exchange lessons, we also teach each other about how the industry is, how you're going to get through it. As I said before, there's a lady who expressed in one of the groups her discomfort in her workplace. And so many people came up, I did this and I survived. I did this to survive. You see, like those, we not only have each other in terms of exchanging knowledge and teaching the new ones, we also teach how to survive the industry, how to not only stand at the back as a woman, but also showcase yourself. And despite the sexism, the mean comments, you can always manage through because other people have done it.
Okay. Catherine, your thoughts on the same?
My thoughts would be the same. Actually, there are several groups that actually encourage women. For instance, in Tribus, there is Women in Technology, where we meet every week and we encourage each other. In fact, in that company, there are several women than there is men. Yeah. So we encourage each other. We show each other how to go about things, how life is, how to counter milestones that you get when you're in your workplace. There is also the She Hacks that we also encourage each other, as she has said. There's WhatsApp. There are several platforms in which one can grow.
Right.
Yeah.
Now let us talk solutions. Now we've established the problems. We've seen where the men come and dominate the field. But now, what solutions can you suggest to help curb this problem?
There are so many opportunities out there for women, and the opportunities is not the beginning. The beginning is you as a woman out there believing in you. Like, I am a scientist. I am an engineer. When you start believing in yourself, it will be easy to maneuver. So believe in yourself, be assertive, constantly keep learning, constantly keep reinventing yourself, and constantly keep on looking out for opportunities and take advantage of each opportunity that comes your way. Put yourself out there, network, go to those events that have women, ask questions. Actually, the most important thing is ask. There will always be an answer.
Okay.
Yes.
Caroline. Sorry, Catherine.
Yeah, for me, I think self-esteem is number one.
Okay.
Don't look at yourself as a woman. We are two human beings, a man and a woman, yes, but we can all accomplish one particular goal. So yes, I'm a woman, but yes, I can still do what a man can do better.
Okay.
Yeah. So my self-esteem, we also have mentors. Look at those mentors. What are the challenges you're facing? Tell them so that they can also help you counter those particular milestones.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
To add to the same, in a male-dominated industry, you are unique. Take advantage of that. Let your voice be heard. You're a woman. Take advantage of your uniqueness. You don't need to blend in. Just need to stand out.
You need to stand out
and prove you're capable.
All right, now very informative insight there from Caroline and Catherine. Now, here's your food for thought before we go on the break. Imagine the implications of the world as far as technology is concerned when this industry is very much male-dominated. What difference can we make if we do bring more women on board? Think about that. Ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaban. You are watching the Sabah Show. Keep it locked right here on Horizon TV.
On the next episode,
لا تنقطع الهجرة حتى تنقطع التوبة ولا تنقطع التوبة حتى تطلع الشمس من مغربها. Hijra haikatiki mpaka ikatike toba, na toba haikatiki mpaka jua litoke mashariki. Sasa jua likisha kutoka huko hata ukitubia hakuna, na roho ikisha kufika hapa huwa tayari uko kwenye kipindi ambacho ni kigumu.
Walk with us as we tell you the stories of our society.
Wengine atavaa mtandio kichwani, utafikiri ni kijihandkerchief.
Enzi za wakati wa kusema ati alisema, akasisitiza, akihutubia wanahabari, enzi hizo hazipo tena.
Kwa kuchimbua na kunakili matukio kwa undani.
We want to create current awareness,
ranging from adventure, human interest and inspirational stories,
ili kuweza kukuelimisha, kukuburudisha na kukubumbuisha.
Words have been said, but now it is time to lay the foundation that will impact the world.
Terrorism is terrorism, no matter who is behind the trigger.
Wake up to exciting mornings every day. Active Jumatatu with Muhammad Obura. Tech Tuesday with Yusuf Farah. Wednesday, the special edition Business Chat with Ibtisam Jamal. All about your health on Healthy Thursdays with Mariam Mwacharo. Aisha Khan with thorny pertinent issues every Friday on the Round Table. Fresh discussions, direct probe in Sabah Show only on Horizon TV.
The Messenger of Allah said, whoever says when the morning comes, رَضِيتُ بِاللَّهِ رَبًّا وَبِالْإِسْلَامِ دِينًا وَبِمُحَمَّدٍ نَبِيًّا, meaning, I am pleased with Allah as the Lord, and with Islam as a religion, and with Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam as a prophet. Then I am the guarantor that I will take him by his hand until I put him into Jannah.
Wanashitati nashta, watakaowafisha nyinyi ni malaika wa mauti.
Ishara zetu zinazotuongoza.
Ndipo hata Mwenyezi Mungu Subhanahu wa Ta'ala katika Qur'ani,
pokea ufahamu,
asema
na tahadhari,
la yanju min dhaqtati alqabri salihun wala talihun,
yazingatie,
haokoki na kufinywa na kaburi yoyote.
Repel the thought, for if you don't, it becomes an idea. So repel the idea, for if you don't, it will become a desire. So fight against that desire, for if you don't, it will become a determination and a passion. And if you don't repel that, it will become an action. And if you don't replace it with its opposite, it will become a constant habit. So at that point, it will be difficult for you to change it. From the most interesting things is the alertness of the dying person at the time of his death. For he becomes perceptive to a degree which cannot be described, and worried to an extent that has no limits. And he yearns for his times of old, and wishes that he be left so that he can make up for what passed him by, and so that he can be truthful in his repentance, in accordance with the level of certainty he now has about death. And he, out of grief, almost kills his own soul before its actual death. And if a single atom's weight of these things were found at the time of health and well-being, everything that is intended by doing pious deeds would be achieved. So the intelligent one is he who pictures that hour and acts according to what it requires. And if he is not able to do that, then he visualizes it as much as he is able to, for it will prevent desire's hand and will arouse determination in him. Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah said the believers encourage people to reconcile relations with those who have cut them off. Give charity to those who have deprived them. Forgive those who have oppressed them. Be kind with parents. Uphold family ties. Be kind with neighbors. Be kind with orphans, travelers, and the poor, and to be gentle with servants. They forbid bragging, arrogance, and transgression. They discourage people from feeling superior over others, rightly or wrongly. They enjoin people to use lofty manners and prohibit them from pursuing trifles. All that they say or do from these values and other teachings, in all of it they follow the Quran and the Sunnah. Their path is the religion of Islam with which Allah has sent Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam.
Assalamu alaikum. Who annoys you most? How do we be around annoying people that we have to be? This is a really important question for me. And I remember being at a development course where I saw this guy who was so laid back and he was so
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaban. You are watching the Sabah Show. Keep it locked right here on Horizon TV. Welcome to the last and final segment of Tech Tuesday with me, your host Yusuf Farah. Now, before we went on the break, we were discussing the women empowerment as far as technology is concerned, and now on the set, I still have Catherine and a gentleman, Abdul Hafid Noor, who has built an app called Delifix. I see the logo on the t-shirt and the cape as well. Tell us about this app and what it does.
Delifix is an online food delivery that it takes food to the customers.
Okay.
You choose Delifix, an online food delivery that delivers food to your doorstep.
Okay.
Depending with your favorite restaurant.
All right.
Yeah, you choose your you choose a restaurant that you want and we deliver to your doorstep.
Okay. Tuseme kwa mfano labda niko hapa Nairobi na nataka chakula kutoka mahali kama California. Nitafuatilia steps gani ndo niweze kupata chakula hicho?
Uta download application kwa Delifix in Play Store ama App Store kama uko na iPhone. Then there's you choose your city. Then you choose your location, which is Isli. We have 7 different locations: Isli, Pangani, South Sea, Donholm, Feather, Komarok, and Parklands. So unachagua from there, you choose the favorite restaurant ambayo unataka, you just order it and we deliver to you.
Okay. Pengine labda, what was your inspiration? Ama nini ilikufanya uje kuleta hii application, ama what problem did you want to solve?
And the inspiration was, kuna siku nilikuwa nyumbani, nilikuwa nimetokewa na jeep. So I was going out, it was around saa 8. So trying to get food at my home ilikuwa issue. It was around 2017. So I just thought of, what if I can come up, since I'm a developer, I'm a tech person, a full stack developer. I decided to develop this app ambayo inaitwa Delifix, that it help people in terms of making it easy. Without you going to the restaurant, you get your food.
Okay. Let us talk about women empowerment as far as technology is concerned. Catherine would wish to know how you're empowering women in this field.
Yeah, in Delifix, as a Delifix, first of all, we believe in equality. And actually, one of the developers of Delifix is a lady. She's called Filson. She helps a lot in the back end. She's a full stack developer. She did like 70% of the back end. She's the one who developed it.
All right. Caroline, perhaps you have a question as far as the application is concerned.
Yes, there are several food delivery apps like Uber Eats, Jumia Foods. There's also this one, Glovo. So what's different? I mean, how is your app different compared to these other apps?
Our app mainly with our main target, the main client that we are targeting are the middle class, which I believe they are a lot in numbers. So what we are trying to do is, if you order your food from that restaurant, your favorite restaurant, we will bring it to you in a favorable price, which is, we don't put an extra fee on the food. We in terms of delivery, we are very cheap. So we try to maximize on the middle.
All right. What should we expect for the future as far as Delifix is concerned?
As of now, Delifix, we plan to go small, and hopefully in the next 1 year, we hope to conquer Nairobi.
Okay, conquer Nairobi. Yeah. Is there like any sort of assistance perhaps you'd wish to get from anyone?
Government, for example. For me, when I thought of this idea, it was on 2017. As you can see now, it's 2019.
Yes.
Almost there is this big company, as Catherine have just said. So the main issue was fund.
Okay.
I wish if the government can create some fundings and in terms of creating centers whereby they can empower youths to start whatever that they have in terms of innovative, it will be much of help.
Okay, let's get where can we find you on social media if we want to reach you?
Our social media handle is Delfix Kenya, and Instagram Delfix Kenya, and Facebook Delfix Kenya.
Okay, Caroline, parting shots as we finished.
I'd like to encourage women to actually embrace technology. Okay. As you have seen, there's a lady who has developed a 70% backend of Delfix application, meaning we can do this. Okay. We have the capabilities of doing this, and therefore get up, embrace your skills. We have the skills actually. Get up, embrace the opportunities, take up every opportunity that you get, and maximize on it.
All right. Yeah. Thank you, Abdul Hafid, and thank you, Catherine. You had Catherine right there saying, get up, embrace your skills, and do your best as far as technology is concerned. Now, on that note, we have come to the end of the show today. From the whole entire Horizon TV family, the technical team in the studio with me today, Faizan, Nasir, and my sister on the jeep there, whose name is Zainab, my director for the day, Suleiman of Tumbo, her assistant, Saida Aboud, and me, your host, Yusuf Farah. It is not goodbye. It is till we meet again. Ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaban. You are watching the Sabah Show. Keep it locked right here on Horizon TV.